Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Or goodbye. Puts on end screen. No, I'm kidding. Not about that. But yeah, I half an hour late. that's all I'm gonna say. But I'm still here. Regardless, I guess. Not like it matters. Or it kinda does. I don't know. Does it really matter? A little bit? A little bit, maybe? Not sure. But I'm not here to dawdle around too much though. Wait, never mind. I was gonna say something looks a little off, but no, never mind. So yeah, Alright, so hello to whoever's watching the stream at this moment, and hello to whoever's watching the VOD. I'm Andrike Sky, ENVtuber of the Massiverse, and I am still kind of exhausted from before. I'm never recovering from anything. I'm never recovering from anything, so just kind of like meh, low energy every time. It's like, oh no. It's like I can't bring myself to boost myself up. Just psych myself. Not like it matters. Or I mean, it kind of matters. Not really. I don't know. But we are gonna just go through with this stream, and yeah, this time we're gonna do something called Will You Press the Button? This thing has been there for, well, I mean, it's always been there for a long time, but I don't know why it resurfaced all of a sudden, like why, like just about this year. How did it resurface? I don't know how it, I really don't know how it resurfaced back. It's just, what happened? Who brought this back? And then all of a sudden people are talking about it again. It was there many years ago, but somehow now it's a big thing, or well, maybe not that big of a thing, but it's kind of something that people are streaming nowadays. I don't know. But I just thought that maybe it's a good thing to stream for me, because I'm kind of like a critical thinker, like knowing the consequences of such things, or knowing whether it's only disadvantageous or advantageous. I don't know. It's just kind of my intuition or such. Not like it's used anywhere else, but with this one it's kind of easy. Well, I mean, it's kind of like accepting it, but then having something that comes as a punishment or consequence, or like there's would you rather, which is kind of linear. Like, would you rather do this or that? Is like one good thing or one other good thing, or one bad thing or one other bad thing. With will you press the button, it's like either one good thing and one bad thing, or it's just really, really questionable either way. I don't know, will you press the button feels a little bit, I don't know, maybe a little bit easier to decide, because you can choose just not to do anything, and then nothing happens, basically. Unless they choose a trick question like, oh, by pressing the button you'll live, but then everyone dies. Or by not pressing the button you'll die, but everyone lives. That's how it's gonna go with a few of the questions, I guess, but I don't know. This just doesn't seem like it's the kind of thing that usually happens in this one. I mean, not saying it can't happen, but it might happen. But yeah, I guess I'll just go through with it then. And loading through the site, I stumbled upon this prompt right here. Basically, this prompt is just kind of really easy to answer. I assume it gets a little more difficult to decide, but this one's just really easy. This one's just extremely easy to get by. So the advantage is by pressing the button, you gain the ability to alter reality and the ability to jump between existing realities, including books, movies, games, anime, etc. But once you use one of these abilities, you lose the other permanently, which doesn't seem like a big deal because they're just two abilities, you just choose one of them. But honestly, honestly, it just doesn't matter. It's just like, oh, by gaining the ability to alter reality, you could just alter this decision, this outcome, where you don't even need to lose the ability to jump between realities. Well, assuming it's really that powerful to gain the ability to alter reality. It's kind of a no-brainer. Or rather, if you do have to lose the ability, then it's just a would you rather decision. Then you just ignore the bottom section here. Just ignore the bottom, and then just like choose between the ability to alter reality or the ability to jump between existing ones. In which case, one is to benefit yourself, and the other is to just be isekai'd. One is to have something really fictional happen. The other is to have something fictional happen, but you have to go over there in the first place. Which, I don't know, it feels really pointless. Because if you could just alter reality, then you could just make it like how it is in the books, movies, games, anime, or whatever. It's like you could just do that. What's the point of jumping into a reality where it, has it, but you could just have that in real life? What's the point? It doesn't make any sense, but that's just how it is though. Jay, hello. Welcome in, welcome back. How's it? How do you do? We kind of just started, but it's kind of easy to decide this one, right? just press the button, By the way, you will warn me that this site can be really offensive. Yeah, I know. There is no filter. Yeah. It's basically how it is. I took the risk. Or is there really any risk? It's just, it doesn't matter. I've seen other people stream it. Whatever, no big deal. No big deal. I know how bad it gets. It's like, just do it anyway because it doesn't matter. It's like, oh, but you can't do the deed for the rest of your life. It's like, oh, okay, well, easy. I don't know. It just doesn't matter to me. It can be unhinged, but it is what it is. Everyone else is unhinged too, so it doesn't matter. You're doing okay, you should be sleeping, but oh well. Oh well. Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is. Now, I don't know why people could just type whatever they want in here. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. I thought there was like prompts that are just written out by like authorized people, but yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't make that much sense. But yeah. This question, it's just, again, I say it's a no-brainer. Just go with it. Just pick it. It doesn't really, like, really just push it. It's like, does it really matter? It's like, does it really matter? Like, you could just alter reality and then have both abilities. Or you could just alter reality to make it so you could have it just like the books, movie, games, anime. It doesn't have to be like one or the other. This one just seems really harsh. It just doesn't make any sense. This one's just no-brainer. Just go for it. You have pressed the button. You get the ability, but whatever, it's fine. You're chilling with Billy. I see. So yeah, 72% agree, 28% disagree. Honestly, why? Well, how did 28% decide, oh, nah, I'm not doing it? It's like, there's no real consequence here other than you lose something that you didn't even have anyway. It's like a missed opportunity kind of thing. But yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Why people just didn't even think, oh well. Okay, so you're able to shapeshift into a specific animal of your choosing wholly or partially. But you become more emotional and aggressive, and reacting with anger, excitement, etc. causes you to shift no matter who sees and no matter the consequences. What the hell? That sounds feral. 28% of people see anime and they say no weeps. Oh my. Okay, I forgot the normie community can be so harsh. It's like, wow, anime, nah. They literally gave a list of examples like books and movies and games. They didn't have to look at this one word and then just say, I'm out. They even said etc. at the end, meaning that they could just list out whatever sort of media. Just like, what? Ah. Oh shit, I forgot. Okay, so hold on, let me... It played on my side, but it didn't play on the stream side. Let me do something here. So... there. That should do it, yeah. It played on my side, but it didn't play on the stream side. But it should be fine now. Right? I mean, not like it... Yeah, not like it's gonna matter too much, right? Oh god, but this question feels like gonna get real feral. Reacting... This doesn't really make any sense. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Kind of reminds me of Turning Red. That really... It doesn't even feel like it doesn't even feel like a movie that really takes place in the year that it does take place in. It feels really modernized. Like, it doesn't feel like something that takes place in 2002. It just takes place whatever in the heck. And also it just kind of feels too discriminating, I guess? I don't know, like the typical stereotypical, oh, Asian family need to maintain high status or whatever. It's like, oh, okay. And then in the Turning Red movie is like whole fluctuation of stuff with emotions, and then oh, turn to huge ass red panda. I don't know. I just thought the movie was meh. It just didn't feel right. It's like, what the hell is this? It was like, what? It's like, what the heck? What is happening in this movie? You gotta be stupid. Stupid 啦！哎呀，你搞咩啊？你有冇搞錯？ Trying to like pull off the most Cantonese aggressive accent with that one. But yeah, no, I don't even want to be an animal regardless. It's not even worth it. That's really close. How? How? This not even, this doesn't even make sense. People want to. Okay, I get it. People who want to choose to be a bird and fly, so it's less of a trouble to travel. That's cool, but also, what about like the stuff you're carrying and such? Or if you want to transform into an aquatic animal, then what's the point? You might get competition or something, or maybe even like a very fast animal like a cheetah or something. But then people are gonna yeah, I don't know. It doesn't, again, it's like I don't see the real purpose. Next. You no longer have school and have no rules, but you become 10 times uglier. What kind of question is this? This your cousin Timmy would have pressed it. He's a neurosurgeon and he's 9. What is that you? It's like a Stephen He. It's like a Stephen He kind of thing. And he's 9. He 9. It's like a lot of these like a lot of these like typical things that are trying to compete with other Asians. It's just, oh, I see. But yeah, this prompt feels like it's written by a person who hated school. Like this is written by a person who feels like they haven't been educated at all. They just straight up said, "Nah, I don't want school." And then they just said, "Nah, I don't I don't." He's like, "I don't want to." Like either this is written by an uneducated person or it's written by a person who's extremely smart. Because they really just put the 10 times uglier part to add on to it. It's like, oh, you want no school? Then you gotta be so damn. Uh, you have to be so damn stupid, and you gotta be extremely ignorant, and you gotta be the most unattractive being in the whole world. That's what it feels like. It's like they feel super entitled to the point where they want to put this as their like consequences. Like, oh yeah, he's like, sure, fine, you won't have school, but you'll freaking look ugly as hell, and you'll be stupid at the end of it. Like that's how it feels. Or it's like a very stupid person's like, oh, I don't want to have school. It's like either the former or the latter. I don't know. You don't remember writing this question. Hi, you know you don't want school, fine, then you become 10 times uglier. Ay, stupid. I don't really care. I suffered through school. It's already too late. See, even like 77% agree with that. It's like what? It's like what the hell is happening here? I don't know. It's really pointless. I don't understand. Maybe I should crop it a bit more because it kind of looks really ugly. I don't know if it's like a better. better way. Like, does it... I don't know. It looks more compact, I guess. Alright. You'll be able to travel through all of space and time, but you'll always be alone while traveling. That sounds cool though, not gonna lie. Wait, but this is while traveling. It doesn't have to be like at the start or the... It doesn't have to be like at the end of traveling when you're alone. This is while traveling, like you're... Like, yeah, you'll be alone while traveling through all of space and time, but once you... It's like once you go to the end destination, then you don't have to be alone. This doesn't feel like the consequence. It just feels like you're on an airplane, but you took it for like one ticket alone, and then you'll just meet the other person on the other side. Doesn't feel all that bad. And also, this is through all space and time. You could just go back to your current time and then just deal with it, right? You walk to school on a lion and then you study 26 hours a day. Your uncle not go school and now he ugly. does that does sound like that does sound like a person would say that for some reason. What the hell? I don't even know. It's just the fact that they squeeze in the hours, but then they just... I don't know, they just somehow put extra hours in a day. Like, how do you do that? How do you do that, man? And also, something that I've really seen about like the consequences part is like, oh, either you'll be lonely or you'll be alone. It's like, damn, you really... It's like people really want people to be alone with this kind of thing. It's like, man, 26 hours is average. Yeah, sure. Just squeeze in an extra couple hours in a day and then it'll work out. Yeah. Alright. But just like 2.6 inches is average length. Oh. Oh. Why, for what though, in particular? Average length for what? A finger? A finger length, right? Like, maybe like index finger? Middle finger length? What about the 2.6 inches? What is that supposed to imply? Uh, I don't... I don't even want to... Your people to spy on your neighbors. .6 inches in diameter is pretty big for people. Peoples are not that big. Either diameter or radius, 2.6 inches is still too big. That's not average. That's not right. At that point, it should just be a normal hole instead of a people. There's no way. 2.6... He said it's big. What do you mean? That's not a good thing. That defeats the whole purpose of a peephole. That just means that people can automatically see your eye through the hole. And then it's not really spying anymore. You're just caught in the act. That's not right. Whatever. I'm pressing the button. See? That's fine. Whatever. It's like, oh, then you're a loner then. It's like, what do you mean? But this is while traveling, not like no matter what. Man, whatever. Nope, you've got all the information you need. What do you mean? Need what? What do you mean? Need? Need from the neighbors? What are the neighbors talking about? What of these neighbors? This is kind of strange, isn't it? Yeah, no, I don't want to know. For your Tinder profile. What the? What the? I don't even know anymore. I give up. I give up. I don't even want to. I don't even want to go any further with that. um. But sure. Sure. Surely. I don't know. I don't. I can't understand. But anyway. You have a complete awareness of everything around you in a mile-wide sphere, including even the smallest things such as ants or minor muscle movements. But you are permanently blinded. That's exactly what your ex said. No. No. That's not it. That's not it. You can't do this to yourself. You can't do this. No, please. That's not how it works. God. Oh well. But this and that too. What do you mean that too? Huh? Huh? What in the heck? Am I your ex? But not? What? What is happening? I don't even want to know anymore. Okay, but am I? I hope not. I don't know. I don't know anything. It just seems really coincidental in the worst way possible. That's all I'm gonna say. It feels coincidental, but in the worst way possible. Yeah, that's that's how I'm gonna put it. I do not want that plot twist at all whatsoever. Oh yeah, and I didn't change the first redeem at all, so it's gonna be the same. So now I know, and now I know for sure who's first. I was kind of waiting for it, but at the same time, I wanted to see if someone else would come in and just say first, and then Jay would be just groggling in pain. Or grogging in pain. Just, oh, I should have been first. You came first. Wish you did that with your ex. No. 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 Oh god, no. Please. Remember the sex after marriage part. Ow. Okay, no, I changed that back. Ow. Andy. Is Ellie your ex? Is Ellie your ex? I don't know. Ellie, is Jay your ex? What is happening anymore? What is happening anymore? What the heck? Ellie just came in here and then just I was just kind of questioning what is happening in this context. No. Sad. Wait, why are you sad about that? Aren't you supposed to be glad? Aren't you supposed to be glad that Ellie's not the one who dumped you? Or is it the other way around? I don't know who dumped first. I don't even know anymore. What the fuck, Andy? Hey, what do you mean, what the fuck? You're a good partner. What do you mean? Then who's your partner then? But you love Ellie. Rude. A good partner, huh? Then let me see. No, I'm kidding. That's why I said it's a good thing that you're not Jay's ex, right? That finish it, coward. What do you mean finish it? What do you fine, I'll finish it. Where's your maidens then, Ellie, if you're a good partner? Fine, I won't be a coward. I said it. Yeah, see. I see. Good point. You could be a good person, but what about good partner? You know? If you don't have It's like, that's the difference. Where are my bitches? I don't have any. That's that's my that's my thing. I don't have Riz, so therefore I don't get any. I even admit it. I'm not I'm not fit for it, so it's not like a shame to me at all. You're just gonna sit in the corner with popcorn, or just sit in the corner to cry. Yeah. See, we're both maidenless. No maidens, no BGs. Imagine anyone comes in and they just wonder what the hell is happening. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know anymore. This is really weird. Okay, but whatever. Uh, with this question, this prompt, complete awareness of everything, but permanently blinded. That's pretty cool, though. Doesn't that kind of cancel out the blindness, though? Like, that just means you know what is around you every time, though. I mean, blind people kind of have this kind of thing anyway. We fucking love you. You're threatening him with you're threatening him to love you. What the heck? Man. This is yeah, I don't this doesn't make any sense. Because I thought something like this already exists with already blind people. Where they kind of have this kind of like double the like the processing speed of like knowing what they're hearing. Like they hear something extremely quickly and then they could process it all like just as normal conversation or whatever. It's like I don't know. This doesn't seem worth it. This doesn't seem worth it. It's like yeah, it kind of has a superpower. It's like that's nice, but also it might be overwhelming at the same time though. I don't know. This just doesn't seem worth it in the end. It's like a little invasive as well. I don't really care for it, honestly. Nah, not really. Damn! No. Good thing I disagreed because only 63% like wouldn't and then 37% did. It's like damn. It's like it's not even worth it in the end. It's like how are you gonna appreciate anything that you're seeing? It's like you're aware that something is there but you can't physically see it. So whatever. It just doesn't seem worth it. Okay, you would be able to see 1 year into the future, but you would have to leave the country you now live in. What is that? What does that mean? Am I already prepared for this? Would you be prepared to already leave or do you have to plan for it yourself? I mean, I guess you have to plan for it like ahead of time. I mean, it doesn't seem that bad, right? Because you could just leave and move to a different country. I mean, the only things you have to think of is like financials and like localization, passport, visa, residential, etc., etc. You just have to think about all those things 1 year ahead of time, which could be kind of overwhelming, but if you already know that this is a consequence, then it doesn't seem to be that big of a deal. I mean, if your country is perfect, then don't pick it, but if your country is a huge cesspool, then go ahead, just leave and go to a different country. It doesn't seem to be that big of a deal, right? It's like, oh, you live in America? Just move to Canada. It's not that bad, right? It's like, who cares about America's tourist spots? Just, meh. There's a lot better places you could look at. Even tourist spots in America might be really, really messed up. I don't know. You love to see this food you're enjoying. A year ahead of time? The food you're preparing for yours and Iwi's day. What the heck? Let Jay cook. North Koreans? I don't... Yeah, that'd actually be really good. for for those who actually want to leave, but the issue is that's gonna be really difficult for them to try and leave because of the strict regulations and all that. Yeah. I feel like it's not that big of a deal, right? I mean, damn, that's 55% and 45%? Damn, there might be 45% of people who really care about their own country then. That's pretty funny. What the hell is this one? You have to eat live snake, but it's genetically modified to taste exactly like chocolate or peanut butter or gummy worms. What are the downsides of that? Okay, but this is this is really weird. This doesn't seem like a will you press the button kind of prompt. It just seems like a forced prompt. Then you're eating a fucking cobra. I haven't. You know, I've heard that live snakes are, kind of not not good to eat like that, this is just a really terrible prompt. I don't really like it. Like, you have to eat it live. You can't descale it, or you can't even skin it out. You can't even cook it. It's like a you have to thing. But then it's like, what kind of prompt is this? This doesn't make any sense. This is a forced prompt and not like a choice prompt. This doesn't make sense. And also, this is genetically modified to taste. The texture is gonna be the texture is gonna be super unpleasant still. So even though it'll taste exactly like whatever it is, chocolate, peanut butter, or gummy worms, it's still not gonna feel good. It's gonna feel really, really terrible. I don't really like it. Nah. 46 people or 46% of people would try that. Who are these people, man? What? If you wanted chocolate, peanut butter, and gummy worms, then you would just eat the chocolate, peanut butter, or the gummy worms. Why? Why would you go out of your way to eat live snake for that taste? That's not even the actual thing. What the hell? These people are insane. Okay, you can change your form at will, but you can only take the shape of people of the opposite gender. Gender? Hell yeah, that... It's like, hell yeah, do that. It's like, that's fine. It's like, that's fine. That sounds nice. You had a great meal at your local zoo. Unfortunately, you're not allowed back in the zoo again. Apparently, your peanut butter snake was in danger. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, man. That's really weird. But yeah. You're already living the downside option every day, so why not? um, yeah, yeah, just why not? Just, just, just go for it, I guess. And who knows? You gain the ability. Okay, well, to fulfill your pleasures. Okay, not the pleasures of periods. If you're going from male to female, or yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really. Again, it's like at will. You could just change back, so it doesn't matter. It's like, oh, you could just have some really fun assets on you, so it's like it doesn't feel that bad. Life of gender fluidity. Yeah, it doesn't. This doesn't seem like a bad thing. Like 76% to 24%. It's like, whatever. It's like if you're female to man, then they might go for it too. Who knows? It doesn't matter. uh, and I don't know if changing your form also changes your physical ability. Well, I mean, that it doesn't seem that bad, right? Doesn't seem that bad. It's like if you, it's like if you're weak, then you could, just change back to someone else who has a stronger physique, and that's fine. It's even based, if you want to call it that. There once was a vampire named Mabel, whose periods were very unstable. One day she woke up bleeding, so drank herself under the table. Oh. Oh no. No. No, 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 no. That's not it. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Whatever. You become a famous YouTuber who with lots of loving fans. But your friends and family start to hate you the more your fame grows. Not worth it. Not worth it. If your friends don't even care, or if your family doesn't care, then what's the point of having fans that you don't even know about? Fans that are probably even worse than your friends and family. It's not even worth it. Like, yeah, you'll have fame, maybe you'll have some money too, but you won't have fun in the end because you only have like people that you don't even know who care about you. But the people you do know about, they don't care anymore. It's a really dumb trade-off, because in the end you don't. It's like you feel reassured, but you don't actually feel that reassurance because you don't know who they are. And even if those fans turn into your friends, then they'll start getting put into this category too. So it's really dumb. I will not. Yeah, see? Look at that. The selfish 24% of people, I guess. What the hell? Another one, we're living the downside. This one hurts though. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's like, it doesn't. I mean, I get it. If your friends and family don't care about you, then the downside doesn't really matter. But please, if you're finding people a lot who care about you, then it's not worth sacrificing your friendship or your your own blood for people that you don't really seem to have attachment to. Whatever. Oh yeah, here's the unhinged part. You can have intercourse with anyone you want 5 days a month for the rest of your life, but you may never self please yourself again. It's like, here's the one that's unhinged, unfiltered. Yeah, it doesn't really matter because I've seen it happen to other people's streams too. Wait. This feels really weird. Like anyone you want 5 days a month for the rest of your life. But then again, if you get caught, then it's really weird. And also, who wants this? Who wants this? 5 days a month? Holy sh... Presses it with all your strength. I don't even know. This doesn't really make any sense. I don't really care about either. I don't really care about either side. It's like, no, man. This this feels traitorous. Like anyone, 5 days a month. It's like he's like, you don't have to, but you can. But there's no purpose other than any other thing. Is like, what? It's like you could just do it if you already know who, but this is not worth it. I don't really care. Nice. 69%. Wow, very fitting, isn't it? I don't care. It's not worth it to me. My loyalty will stand with just one person. Anyone? Nah. It's like just one person. Just one person. And just however many days. Okay, that sounds really weird, but still. This one's just like really selfish. 69 on the sex question. Yeah, just very convenient, isn't it? I didn't choose this path. Maybe if I did press the button, then it would add to 70%, so I kept the balance. Maybe. I don't know. You obtain a sword capable of slicing through anything, but it can talk, is incredibly annoying, and it will try to mess with you. He didn't press it because he's got pitches lined up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Jojiva. Hello. Hello, Jojiva. How's it going? How's it going? How do you do? This is just Excalibur from Soul Eater. Yeah. Well, I mean, I would have said that it's also some other kind of sword, really. It doesn't try to mess with me. It's like a sword capable of slicing through anything. It's like I don't really care too much about it. I don't really care. It's like slice through anything. Do I really want to slice through things? It's like it's like I don't really care too much about it. It's like, what's the point though? It's like I could slice through stuff, but what stuff? It's like go into the public and slice people. That's really gruesome. Or slice through a vault or something. Yeah, the only reason why you would want something like this is if you want to be a criminal. You would want to like go and like cut through anything and access a whole lot of like very highly secured things. That's all you would want it for. If you just want other things, then whatever. You're good, just gotta run some errands, but you wanted to pop in first. Oh. Well, I hope those errands are done before the end of it. Or I hope those errands are not too harsh, not too tedious. Hope things go well in that end. But a sword capable of slicing through anything. But yeah, I was kind of thinking the Master Sword from Skyward Sword, but it's not really... I mean, it's kind of not trying to mess with you, but it's just like at the time Skyward Sword was out, Fi was just talking to you as a way to communicate, and it was annoying back in like when it initially released, but I don't know how much it changed in the HD version of it. but I don't think... Is it really worth it? It's like, why would you have a sword that is capable of slicing through anything? What's the purpose of it? Like, to access something, but then... Like, it's like you want to access a bank vault, but you're gonna get caught in the end, so... It's like you against a whole bunch of people with guns. He's like, yeah, you could probably cut through a bullet, but remember that bullets are very, very hard to slice, so... I can only see, like, the sword being practical if you are outside in the woods or something. He's like, oh, let me just cut through this or that. Maybe even cut a bear or cut a deer, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem worth it if it is trying to mess with your head and you'll get insane in the process. 61% agrees. What the heck? Man, what are these people thinking of? If you want something to slice with, then just get a very sharp sword in the end. It doesn't have to be the one manipulating you in the end. You want to be like Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2? Or just Doc Ock from the Spider-Man universe in general. It's like, you want to be like Doc Ock where the the so-called like tentacles are trying to mess with your head or something? You want that? It's like you'll lose yourself in the process, and you'll eventually be really, really weird. I don't think so. In my opinion, I just don't think it's worth it. If it was a gun, if it was a gun capable of shooting through anything, then that would have changed my mind a bit, but no, that's also kind of gruesome too. Is it like guns are more specific to harm than a sword is? I don't know. I just don't think it's worth it. Starve for 20 days straight, but get $1 million if you survive. Can't. Impossible. Human bodies cannot live for this long without food. Sure, you could drink as much water as you want, but you will have no nutrients in the end. You cannot. And it's an if question. Not everyone can just starve for 20 days and survive in the end. This doesn't make any sense. This 59% to 41%. People are really confident here. These people are really confident in their ability to live. It's like, oh yeah, I can definitely just live for 20 days without food. Wow, I can do it. It's like, what are you gonna do with $1 million in the end? You're gonna just buy food? Hell, maybe the medical costs would take a fraction of the $1 million even. So what's the purpose? You don't get the straight $1 million. You just have to pay the funds for your recovery as well, so it doesn't make any sense. You're gonna sleep now as you're super EP. Have a good rest of the stream. See ya. Goodbye, Jay. Have a good sleep. And I'll see you next stream when you return. I appreciate you stopping by. Goodbye. But yeah. You pass all your classes with solid A's, but your browser history is made public. Is it really worth it in the end? What's the point of passing with solid A's to... People already do that without needing their browser history to be public. I mean, it helps your GPA and all that, but still... I mean, isn't it kind of really pointless if people already do this without, without their privacy being breached? Passing all your classes with solid A's. What's the point with this one? This doesn't make any sense. It's like, oh, you cheating? Perhaps you are cheating. That doesn't seem to be good. Again, this one doesn't make too much sense. It's like people already do this already without needing the downside of it. This doesn't sound, it's not out of the ordinary. This is just what happens when people actually put in their most effort. This is not worth it. 52%. Okay. Well, I guess 48% of people don't really care. Like they're shameless. They just don't care. It's like, oh, if they want to know what I'm browsing, then go ahead. But remember, what if there's something extremely private, like your bank account or something? And again, it's public. If something were to happen, like, people could easily breach in and do whatever the heck. This is public. If people could just access in whatever they want, then it's not worth it. You can stop global warming, but no computers, video games, driving, or phones for the rest of your life. Well, at this point, might as well stop the development of society then. No access to cars, meaning that it's gonna take like 6 times as long, maybe even more, to try and go to your workplace. No video games, meaning that you have no leisure to do whatever, but you could still read books or comics or manga. No computers, which, let's be honest, in general, every digital device is a computer itself. Even your phone is a computer. It's already covered here, but a calculator that you carry around is a tiny computer that you have that's processing a whole bunch of stuff. A computer that's there to like process a whole lot of stuff in servers. That's very important. Like, a whole lot of things are just there. And it's like, stop global warming. But it's like, yeah, you have to. It's already too late anyways. It's like, it's already too late to try and stop. I mean, no, you can't. I mean, this is the scenario where you can stop it, but the trade-off is that you can't do any of these things. Well, that just means you can't be productive. Like, if you're in something like computer engineering or like just computer programming, this basically defeats the whole purpose of your job. Or if you're a game developer, this defeats the whole purpose of your job. Or if you're a taxi driver or Uber driver, this defeats the whole purpose of your job. Or even a customer service, like a customer service person, this also just cancels out everything in your life. So then what? You can stop global warming, but you'll end up tarnishing your whole life for that. It's selfish if you don't press the button, yeah, but imagine however many people are not gonna care. It doesn't matter. 69% of people disagree with pressing the button. Nice. It's like, it's not worth it. And nowadays, everyone is using computers or such. It doesn't make sense to like try and like change it to something else. You basically have to live primitive for the rest of your life. That means that if you're trying to get into some job, you can't, because you can't. It's like, you could probably work at a fast food restaurant, but that's just really, really harsh. Not enough pay, like not that much pay, but it's like a whole workload. It's not worth it. You get to spend one more week with a deceased loved one as if they were still alive. If no one you love has died, you may save this for a later date. But 2 years after this has happened, you lose all memories of that person. No. No. That's selfish. I know the previous prompt was selfish to disagree with, like, stop global warming, but this one's just selfish in general. Like, the previous one is just being selfish for the sake of your own life. This one's being selfish for the sake of, being, fulfilling whatever you want to do. And, well, even if you get to see them again, they're still gonna pass away 1 week after, so it's really not worth anything. Really. It's not worth anything, really. Because, well, it's kind of miserable because you have to see them die again, and then 2 years afterwards, you forget who they are. You can't, even if you look at a picture of them, you have no recollection of them, so it just doesn't, it seems really insignificant. See, 70% of people. Logical conclusion. Just keep your memories of the person. It doesn't, once it happens, it happens. No point into extending their life just to see them pass away again and then forgetting about who they are entirely 2 years afterwards. It's not worth it. Every girl you meet will fall in love with you, but you'll never fall in love with them. That's really weird. It's like a one-sided relationship at that point. That's not satisfying in any way. No fulfillment. It's like, yeah, it's like you'll be full of maidens, but you won't really like them in the end because it's like what is gonna happen here? You'll be totally oblivious about what's happening because you don't love them back. And then what's the point? What's the point after that? There's no point. There just doesn't seem like anything happens after that. It's pretty dumb, honestly. It just seems like nothing. It just seems like nothing in general happens here. Is there any fulfillment? You'll have people, but what's the point of having them if you can't even really do anything? It's like you could be friends with them, but they will want to be further than a friend, which oh yeah, and also it's kind of a traitorous thing too, because if people are here and there, and if they do this and then they're gonna be competitive and all that, no, I don't really care either. There's no point. No point. Nah. And then it's like 67% didn't press it either. You gain the ability to heal others, but any injury, issue, or disease you heal is transferred to your own body. Ouch. Ouch. So if someone is also chronically ill, but then you heal them and then you sacrifice yourself for it, you'll have to prepare yourself mentally and physically for that to happen. Now, when it comes to this, it's fine to take it, because you could have the ability to change someone else's life. So, if it's a small cut, then it's no big deal. If it's a headache they have, then it's also no big deal. If it's some kind of heart issue, then so be it. It's kind of risky on your part, but if one person is older than you and they're at risk of contracting whatever disease or like illness, and then you are younger and are able to like take it in for a little bit, then I don't really see the problem. The only problem being that you have to endure through it all. If you have a lot of like mental and physical like ability to just like have a lot of endurance with this, then you can be prepared. But if something chronical is there, then you're gonna have to accept the risk. But most of the time, this is a selfless act. I kind of want to do it though. Damn. And then the rest of the 61% don't want to because they care about themselves. Understandable though, because this one's kind of a hard decision. Like selflessness or selfish. Like you want to keep it. It's like you want to keep your body. It's like what about if it's like what about if you want to save the person you actually care for? Then it's like then it's fine. It's like that's fine. It's like if you could prepare for it, then you could prepare for it. And you know. It's just yeah, it is a tough decision, but again, it takes a whole lot of endurance. I've endured through quite a bit though, so yeah. You have the power to control the wind, but you have to use it every day or the world would explode. What is that supposed to mean? Am I am I the airbender then from Avatar? The last airbender? This sounds kind of fun though, isn't it? Like it doesn't have to control like all of the wind, but you have to control like a bit of the wind, and then that's fine. And also it could be really practical too. It's like you could just use the wind to basically nullify a lot of like landings or some such. Like if you're trying to descend from something, then you could slowly descend. Or if you want to have something come towards you, then you could just blow it to your direction. Or blow that object to your direction. And then if you want to carry yourself through the wind, that's just awesome. But you have to use the fact that you have to use it every day. Oh yeah, the downside is that it's the wind, not air itself. So you have to kind of be outside for it, but that doesn't seem too big of an issue. I mean, it might be messy the first time, but if you master it, then it sounds awesome. 72%, not bad. Not bad of odds. You're given your dream car, an unbreakable one, but you'll never be able to drive another car. The way this is like typed out, it kind of looked like dream car and the unbreakable one. Like it's not spaced out, so it kind of just looked really weird. Like it kind of just looks like a parentheses interrupted the sentence. But you'll never be able to drive another car. Which I don't really see the whole problem with that. The only problem I see with it is if the technology hasn't kept up. If it's unbreakable, then you could just basically do whatever you want with it. Like it won't degrade over time. It'll just be useful as long as you want it to be. The technology is gonna be outdated like through decades and decades, but even then not too many cars have upgraded. Like even people still drive older models, so it doesn't really matter though. It's like as long as it works, it works. And then it's like, you'll never be able to drive another car. It's like, well, would you want to drive another car? It just seems like an issue for if you want to uh like have someone like do it, like drive, like if you want a friend uh or no, the other way around. If a friend wants you to drive their car to bring them back, if they like let's just say if they got drunk or something and then you want to drive them back and then you can't because of this and whatever. I don't think it's that big of an issue. This seems like a nice deal, but seems like a nice deal. I don't think it matters though. I don't know. It's like which instance is it gonna be if you want to drive another car? It's like you could try out the like it's like you could just try whatever options you have. I don't think it's that big of a deal. 79%. Yeah, see? It's not that big of a deal, really, honestly. It's just worth it in the end. Nothing nothing bad nothing bad aside from not being able to drive another car, but other than that, it's just you get something that's basically long term is gonna be there. And if you're not able to drive another car, then you just tell them, you just tell whoever that you can't do it because of certain circumstances. And yeah, just go for it. And it's a dream car. If it's a fictional car, then even better. You can be ruler of the world, but you're only followed out of here. I don't really want that. And it's too much pressure too. Well, okay, no, it doesn't have to be that much pressure because you know people are fearful of you, and whatever you're trying to do, they're gonna fear that. But you're more or less gonna be infamous than you are gonna be famous for something. It's like you could rule the whole world, but what's the point if people are not gonna really? It's like people are not really gonna truly care for you. Like if you pass away, then people are probably just gonna be glad that you passed away. It's not worth it. I don't really care. 52% or 40%. What the hell? That's surprisingly close. What the heck? That doesn't make any sense. But it's leaning more towards the disagreeing side, so I mean, I still whatever. I cannot see the scenario where you want to be a ruler out of fear. That's basically tyranny. That's basically tyranny. You want to be a tyrant? Damn. That's just really harsh. I don't like that at all though. You could create whatever you want in the world, but you cannot use your own creations. That's so pointless. Oh, okay, not the most pointless thing, but it's kind of pointless when you make something but then you can't use it yourself. Like if you make something practical for yourself but you can't use it. Let's say if you made a tool for a certain situation but then you can't even use it, then what's the point? It's like you have to have someone else use it? Damn. Okay, but I don't know if this is creation out of just nothing to something, or if this is creation out of something that you already have like around you. Because this is just creation from thin air, then that's just cool. But if it's creation with pre-existing things that you find around you, then that's not really helpful. I mean, Okay. It's cool though. If you want to basically create stuff and then sell it. You could make a brand of it if you wanted to. That sounds pretty helpful though. It's like you can't use it, but it's not that big of a deal if you want to just mass produce and sell stuff. And if you want someone to test, then you just grab someone to test. Basically it's not a big deal really. And if you want to create for your own personal thing, then you just don't have to use this ability. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. You could still profit off of it. 65% out of 35%, which is nice. That's nice. Very, very nice. Okay, but this one. You can control your dreams. But once a month there will be an uncontrollable nightmare that will inevitably come from the darkest of things. Oh, the darkest of dark things. Like, I'm talking war flashbacks and stuff. That's not... Okay, truthfully, I don't really dream. And even if I do dream, I kind of get a good outcome out of it. It doesn't really matter in the end because... it's like, oh, nightmares? I don't really want those. It's like once a month. It's probably traumatic too, so... It's like, you can control your dreams. But dreams are dreams. Dreams do not affect anything, but nightmares are definitely gonna traumatize you for the rest of your life. I don't really want that. What? 52% want this? What the hell? That doesn't make any sense. What the hell? No. No, no way, man. No. No, 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 no. The mental fortitude has to be extremely strong for that. What the hell? He's like, what? No. That's so dumb. He's like, oh, but it's just a nightmare. Yeah, but nightmares can be very, very gruesome. They could be very gruesome, so, what the heck? He's like, once that happens, then... no amount of dreams are ever gonna help you recover from that. I don't understand. How? How does that ever happen, though? You can have Wolverine claws, but you can never retract them. That defeats... That defeats the whole purpose of Wolverine claws, though. If you want something that's genuinely, like... If you want something that's just like it, then you could just build a replica of his claws. The fact that you can't retract them defeats the whole purpose of the gimmicks. Like, you defeat the whole purpose of the claw gimmick. You can't do this. What the heck? Like, it just doesn't feel special anymore. It just kind of feels like an inconvenience more than anything. It's like, wow, it's cool, but it removes the very thing that makes it cool. He's like, wow, how are you gonna grab anything anymore? You're just gonna pierce a wall or something? Or you're gonna pierce your own leg? Or you're gonna pierce your own face even? Pierce someone else's face? No, it's stupid. I'm glad there's 84% of people, but I'm not glad that 16% of people want this still. Yeah, there are probably adamantium claws, but that makes it even worse. This just makes it even more of an inconvenience because you can't break them down to size. You just have to live with the full length of them. It's just terrible. Yeah, super fast internet, but the only website you can access is Omegle. Easy no. Easy no on that. Who uses Omegle these days? What the hell? Who uses Omegle these days? people who hope that famous YouTubers are there. No. No. Not many people use Omegle anymore. This is terrible. Why would you want this? Why would you want this? This doesn't make any sense. It's like, yeah, you could probably play games, but what's the point if you can't like access any other website to download your game launcher in the first place? So whatever games you want, you can't really get them unless you like go on console or something. Like if you go on console, you'll be fine, sure. But for computers, it's more of a problem because computers are basically there every day. What's the point? This doesn't make any sense. It's not worth it. 81%. Wow. 19% of people just don't have any other life they want, I guess. I just don't understand how the hell does this happen? No way. How? I can't see. You can live in the world of the video game of your choice, but if you lose, you die. Suika game. If I lose, I die. Which, okay, if you go in like a game that has endless, like that has an endless mode on it, then you'll just lose no matter what. And for games that have you inevitably die, like let's say, I don't know. I don't know. There aren't really examples that I could think of at the top of my mind that you'll die no matter what. I was kind of thinking Cyberpunk, but that one's more decisive on which endings you choose. And it kind of just feels like losing no matter what. There's like a few endings that makes you feel like you're winning, but it doesn't feel like anything either. I don't know. This just feels really weird. I don't really know. I mean, it kind of... I mean, losing means that you just die. Dying means you die. And also, if I want... Okay. Let's... Even in, like, Arknights, even if I like Arknights, the world building in Arknights is extremely harsh, meaning that a lot of the places you go to in Arknights is really, really harsh. And also, I'm like, as a doctor for Arknights, it's really difficult to really know exactly like what to do, because I'm not the best player out there. So even then I'll still die if I lose. It's like inevitably a lot of mistakes happen and you'll die. It's like, well, I don't know about that one then. It's like, if there's an ending to a game, then that's cool. If there's only an endless part of it, then that's really... It's kind of just live until you die with that one. And then if it's like a Dark Souls game or Souls-like game, you'll die early. That's for sure. I have no idea. I don't think it's really... I mean, it's a nice experience, but it's not really worth it if I think about it. Like, Hades is like roguelike games. You lose, you come back. But if you lose in a roguelike game in this kind of scenario where you lose and die, it's pointless, because the whole point of roguelikes is that you lose and then come back and then lose again and then you come back again. it just feels pointless with that one. And then narrative stories. Oh, I haven't actually thought of that really. That would be funny if you play visual novels or something. like if you play visual novels and then you just play through and then you like have some like prompt of like a route of whether you lose or win. It's like, oh shit, I didn't get to this route, I lost, and then you die all of a sudden. That's really funny to think of. That's really funny to think of, but I don't really know. It just doesn't seem to be anything in particular. No, I don't really know. I mean, it feels fine, but at the same time, it's kind of complicated. It's kind of complicated. If there's a game that has a start to end, then it's really decisive of what you want to do in it. But if there's a game that is just endless, then it's just very, very difficult to do that. And if it's an extremely hard game, then it's pretty dumb. I don't know. I don't know what to think of. Because you lose, you die. I don't really know. I mean, it would be really interesting, but you lose, you die. It's like Sword Art Online. You die in the game, you die in real life. Except in this one, you live in the game, and you die in the game, you just die. You just die in general. What the heck? This is just really weird. Like, I just rather not be in the world, because I know that being in the world is just tiring itself. It's like I'd rather do that than just go in and... It's like I'd rather just sit back and play the game itself rather than going into the game and like into the world of the game and just losing and then dying in the end. Just feels harsh. And also it feels like you get a one-time chance instead of... Okay, if you're a veteran of a game and if you know exactly what to do, then it's fine. But if you're trying to do this or that, then it's gonna be really harsh. I mean, it feels like a fun experience though, honestly. 58%. Oh. I mean, it's still fine though. It's like any other game, really. It's like enter in one game, and then it's like just choose a game that doesn't let you die. It's like either you choose a game that doesn't let you die, or you choose a game that's extremely easy to go through, or it's a game that you're already familiar with. And that would be really fine. That would be really fun. Alright, you'll become a very attractive man. Or woman. I can't believe they excluded the women out there. How dare they? But the only thing you'll be able to say are quotes from French musicals. I don't really care. I don't really care about being a very attractive man. That's just selfish. Very attractive man? Who cares about that? No one cares about the... I mean, people might care about the looks, but personality is where it's at. I don't care, man. Whatever. It's like quotes from French musicals. It's like, even if you speak to people who are French, they won't even understand what the hell you're talking about. And then the rest of the people just don't even understand in general. It's not worth it. 69%. I figured. Who cares about that? You get your dream job, but you find yourself alone. So... Wait. You get your dream job. You get your dream job. But you find yourself alone. So, what if you get a dream job to... What if you work, but then you have no one else to work with? That's... Okay, that's kind of harsh. It's like you find yourself alone. It's like you get a high-paying job, but who are you working with? Or who are you even with in the first place? Because no one's there. You're gonna get really miserable in that state of not like being isolated. It's just who's there for you? No one. And it's just what's the point? It's like, yeah, you'll have a dream job, but you have no one else to really have your back with. You're just there. See, this is what I mean. Like, I see a lot of like the will you press the button prompts to be, you find yourself alone, or you'll be lonely as the downside. It just feels really unoriginal. It's like, but you'll find yourself alone. It's like, no downside to be more creative with it? It's like, please, what is this? This feels so monotonous and repetitive. Very redundant. Just, you'll find yourself alone. No reason other than I thought it was a good thing to put as a downside. No, that's not creative at all. It's just really pointless. I don't know. Doesn't feel like it has a lot of purpose to it. 62%. I wonder. You're given $10 million, but you have to wipe 200 times after every number 2. That's quite wasteful. That's quite wasteful. What the hell? It's wasteful, but they never said how thick. Okay, no, that's not really justified. They didn't say how thick the toilet paper has to be in terms of like the number of sheets, but they didn't say how hard you have to wipe. You could just keep wiping softly, and that would count as one time. It doesn't really matter. I feel like that's a good deal, honestly. Because number 2s, they don't happen that often. You'll just have to sit in the toilet for like about however long. Like, how many wipes would it take? Like, to take up the amount of time you would have? It's just... This kind of sounds ridiculous, but maybe you could assume that maybe like you'll use 2 sheets of toilet paper, and then you'll use like, you probably have like one time, like one wipe as one time, and they'll be like under a second, or maybe counts as a second, or maybe have a wipe happen every 2 seconds. I'm just thinking in the sense that, oh, how much time will it take in your day? Okay, but $10 million is a lot. You could do a lot with that money. And with the 200 times thing, it's fine. If you do number 2 every, like, once a day, it's fine. If you do it like twice a day, then that's okay. And if you do it 3 times a day, then that's kind of a concern. I'll do it. Whatever. 58%. You'll be wasteful with the toilet paper, but remember that, yeah, you'll have to remember that, you could have to use like a different thickness of toilet paper every time. I don't know. Just so it doesn't clog up the toilet, or just so you don't have to waste so much. You're immune from spoilers, but you will have to make a Tumblr page of you answering questions as a pony? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't understand. Is Tumblr even... I feel like it's still a thing. I mean, they still have the Tumblr link for this site, but what does that mean? Answering questions as a pony? What the hell is that? Seems really pointless. I don't feel like doing it. No. Yeah, I don't feel like doing it. No way. It's really, really dumb. It's really dumb for this one. I'm not going for it. I see spoilers all the time. I don't really care too much about it as long as I'm not invested yet. Like if it's spoilers from something I've never really interacted with, then I'm fine with it. If it's something that I was about to look forward to but then was spoiled about it, then yeah, I don't even understand. 55% to 45%. Why would people want to avoid spoilers just to become whatever the hell a pony is for a Tumblr page answering questions? That's not worth it, man. You finally found out what you were made to do. Best career path of your life, or for your life. But the pay is awful. You'll barely make it by each month. You'll... That defeats the whole point, though. You won't feel satisfied after that. You won't be satisfied after that, though. He's like, you'll be paid, yeah, but what happens in the end? It's just not gonna work. It's not gonna work out in the end. I don't like that idea. I don't like it. I don't like that you have to barely make it by each month because you're gonna pay for a lot of essentials. And for what? You can't spare enough change for any other leisurely items? Can't do that much? No. It's like, maybe you'll have your dream job, sure, but it's... how worth it is it feel? It doesn't feel like anything, really. It just feels entirely pointless. It's like, dream job! But does it really feel like a dream if nothing good happens? I don't really care about it. 62%. Very logical. Very logical. I see. Oh god, I can tell that this one's just typed by some child or something. Your fictional character where you have the biggest crush on you or you like the most will come to live. You can also desire how you will look like. But after you are very close to each other, you have to bat each other to the death. You can have also one free superpower. What in the hell did I just read? I knew it. It's like I didn't even have to read the whole thing to know that this was typed by a dumb child. What in the hell was this person thinking? Your fictional character. What? Like, this grammar structure doesn't make any sense for any reason whatsoever. What is this? What did I just read? I am confused. So I'm assuming your biggest crush, well, like the biggest crush you have on a fictional character will be brought to life. But, or a character that you like the most will come to life. And you could also base your appearance with how you would want to be. But you could just battle it out to the death after your relationship comes attached. And also have one free superpower, which is either invincibility or not. This is so childish, man. Does anyone really have the logical conclusion to say yes to this? This doesn't... I mean, this is bringing whatever person you want into your life. But then you have to kill... Like, either you die or they die. What does this mean? Like you can't love each other all the way. So you have to kill each other if any of you have to live. And you gain a superpower which may or may not be good. Or you choose the superpower, like instant kill them. It's like, oh, goodbye. Boom. And then there's no point. It's like, if you win, then there's no point. And if they win, there's also no point. Because they're just gonna go out and be spotted by some person, and then they'll take them, and then they'll get attached. There's no point. I don't really care though. And also it's kind of irresponsible to leave like a fictional character out there in the public if they don't know what to do. Then it's really dumb. I just don't... I hate this idea. This is super childish. 44% of people want this? This is not even a scenario that is ideal. This doesn't make any sense. What the hell, man? Ridiculous. I can't believe these people. You can guarantee there is an afterlife and that it functions exactly as you desire. But you'll die immediately without being able to partake in it. There's no satisfaction in the end then. No matter which religion you believe in with an afterlife, and you can't even experience it for yourself. That's void. That's a void mystery. I mean, people know then that there is an afterlife, but wait, but it functions exactly as you desire, not functions exactly as you imagine as the religion would be. But the fact that you can't even go to the afterlife after you die, that's kind of pointless. That's kind of pointless then. Like, you won't be able to you won't be able to see it in the end while everyone else is able to see it. But that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. This is like selfish if you don't want this. But also it's kind of like selfless if you do press the button. I mean, it's not like anyone's gonna really care because people believe in what they want to believe. And if people are atheist, then it doesn't matter for them. But for people who are religious, then they would want to know that for sure. But people already believe that anyways for respective religions anyway, so I don't really care. If you can't even be in that afterlife, then there's no point. 71%. Good. You gain the willpower to leave the site and do something productive. But you have to come back tomorrow. Oh. Well, I guess I should just leave this website then. I see. I see. I could just leave the website. I could just go off. I could just head off. But then I have to come back tomorrow. And then what? And then what? I have to, like, just... It's like... What the hell? I mean, I already have the willpower. I don't need to press the button. I don't even need to press the button. I could just leave if it gets really stupid in the end. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm planning to do this for a little longer, so... I'm eventually gonna leave the website, so it doesn't matter. It's like, I will not. I will keep scrolling until it gets really dumb. Wow, 52% want to leave. Wait, but then they have to come back tomorrow then. What's the point? My productive hour is tomorrow, not today. What the hell? What the hell, man? I don't even care. Regardless, I'm just gonna say that it doesn't apply to me. I don't really care. Okay. You get to know the exact date of which you will die and how it happens, but there's nothing you can do to prevent it. That's kind of scary. And also, that's really anticlimactic. And if you can't do anything to do about it, then the knowledge of when you die and how you die is gonna freak you out forever. It's kind of like Death Note, really, when someone has those like death eyes or whatever they called it. Reaper eyes, I think. I don't know. It was either that or some other name for it. But this one's just dumb. I don't really want to like know, because like knowing both is really risky. Like knowing the day I die would be just surefire. It's just surefire way to know. But how it happens is just gonna be really paranoid, but also you're gonna have to like expect it in that way. But what the hell? I don't even know. Again, not really worth it. I don't really care. Damn, what the hell? 51% to 49%. Damn, what the hell? I guess people really want to know then. Forbidden knowledge. Oh, whatever. You can breathe underwater and withstand all levels of pressure, but you can never surface from underwater again. So you become a fish? You just become a fish? I don't see the point of that, because if you're just limited to the ocean, then you're basically screwed. Because humans can't really live with raw fish, you know. Not really. And you know, a whole lot of stuff gets polluted in the water too, so it's really dumb as well. And you get really weird with the risks at hand. We have submarines for that. We have scuba diving gear for that. Like, yeah, you're gonna feel the pressure, but at least you'll have various ways to experience that without having to be stuck again. Unless you're Aquaman and all that, I don't really care. 70%. See, It's not worth it. There's a whole lot of experiences. There's a whole lot of experiences you want to do above the water. It's not worth staying underwater for no apparent reason. You become all-powerful, have more money than Microsoft, and can be considered the first ruler of all humanity. But you will die in 2 weeks. Does that matter too much? Does that matter too much? You become overly powerful, but then you just die in 2 weeks. That makes you feel extremely fragile afterwards. That's not really worth it. I don't really care. I don't really care. More money than Bill Gates? More money than Microsoft? Become ruler of all humanity? Basically ruler of the world, but then you die in 2 weeks? That makes you fragile after you feel like you're powerful. You feel extremely helpless after that. You just die in 2 weeks. No. 72%. See? Not worth it. Dragons exist and you have total control over them. But you must sleep naked on a wooden floor for the rest of your life. Now, they didn't specify that you can't have like a sort of... Yeah, they didn't specify that you could have a heat source nearby. I'm just gonna assume that you do have a heat source when it does get cold. And I'm gonna assume that you have an AC. Okay, it's gonna mess up your posture. But if you just kind of get used to sleeping on the floor, then I don't think it's the worst thing. And the fact that you get to control these dragons, that's just badass. That's just really cool in general, being able to control them. And, just fly with them too. That's even more convenient. And if they're... maybe if you wanted to, then you could just do whatever. Wooden floor, huh? And you have to sleep naked. Well, I don't really think it matters too much. Other than your posture being fucked up afterwards, but I mean, as long as no one is walking in on you. I mean, if someone is walking in on you, then maybe you have a dragon somewhere on your side just peeking through and just, oh, person. And then just fire on them. I don't know, it kind of feels funny. Just kind of feels funny to have that. 65%. Nice. Alright, no more poverty, disease, or hunger. Technology reaches its apex. Mankind makes first contact and humanity spreads across the stars. But you die one day before it all happens. Oh, great. How it would happen, but I don't even get to see it. Everyone gets to see it, but I don't. How dare they? And it just doesn't even matter in the end. It's just all fine, but I don't even get to see it. I have to suffer it. And then I just... Yeah. I don't... What's the point? It's selfless act, yeah, but... It just kind of feels really pointless. If someone cares about me, then all these things don't really matter to them. It would just kind of feel boring. He's like, yeah, all this, but you didn't say that, like, you didn't say anything about mental health. I mean, maybe disease can probably fit in that category, like, like mental illness or such, but sanity has to be a thing. Or, you know, maybe missing someone is, yeah, I don't really know. It, me dying when I don't get to see it, that's, feels really weird. 58% to 42%. Yeah. Selfless act or selfish act? It's like, it's a decision. But it's a scenario. Just a scenario. Inevitably, no one is gonna have this kind of a thing. No. Inevitably, in reality, no one is gonna have these perfect conditions. But in this scenario, I don't want to choose it. Because I don't even get to see it, and people will probably miss me, and then people won't even care about what happens around them at that point. You are a Time Lord, but you can't interfere with humans. That sounds kind of sounds like Loki in a way. From Marvel. Loki, the god of stories, is what I would want to say. It's like well, okay, he's not really a Time Lord, although he is holding on to like timelines, which kind of makes him a Time Lord, but it's not really the same. Yeah, I mean, it sounds nice though. I can't interfere with humans, but at least I rule time. Sounds really fun though. 52% to 48%. Yikes. Yikes. I don't know about that. But being a Time Lord though. Being a Time Lord. That sounds nice though. You get the fastest internet connection in the world for free. But you can't ever watch or look at any porn online. Easy button press. Who cares about porn? Who cares about that? I don't even care. Imagine like when I'm playing like a mature rated game, I can't even look at like any of the suggestive scenes. They're just, oh, well, whoops. It's like that's the only exception. Okay, well, it's fine. People can live without porn. You could just it's just easy press, man. Oh wow, look at the 29% who prefer to stay horny. Man, I'd sacrifice the porn. No one wants the porn. Or maybe people want the porn, but I don't really care. The palm. The pomegranate. But fastest internet connection. That's so good though. You live your perfect life, but nothing you ever do is private. That's very invasive. That's very invasive. So if I'm streaming, then people will see me in my room streaming. If I go out to work, then well, it's already... Oh, okay, well, work is not really perfect though. Wait, so what then? Like, eating your meals is gonna be really creepy because then people will see you and then like sleeping and then it's like getting to sleep and then people will get to see you sleeping. I don't know, it feels really invasive. It just feels extremely invasive. It's like, please, I don't feel comfortable with this. Does it feel perfect if people can easily see what I'm doing every time? Like, what the heck? Like if I'm streaming and if people can see me streaming something and then they just search up who I am, then it's gonna be very terrible because then they're gonna dox me. Or if I'm just or if I'm just minding my own business eating something, then people are gonna see me and it's just gonna be really creepy. If I watch some YouTube videos or if I watch some Twitch streams, then people will see what I'm watching and then it's like, what the hell are they doing with me? It doesn't even feel perfect anymore. It just feels tarnished at that point. 54% disagreement. Interesting. You'll get a non-fading perfect dream tattoo. But I will hurt 1,000 times more than usual? I don't really care about tattoos. I don't really care. And the fact that it's 1,000... Okay, well... I will hurt. Okay, so I'll just... It will hurt. Like 1,000 times more. 1,000 times more than usual? That just means that it feels like... Okay, if you get a tattoo on your arm, it's gonna feel like your arm is being sawed off. Or like either hand sawed off, or it's gonna feel like your arm is shot by a shotgun. That's what's gonna feel like with 1,000 times more pain. And if it's on your leg, same issue. If it's on your neck, it's gonna feel like you want your head to be chopped off. I mean, I don't really care about tattoos anyway, so no, I don't really want that. 83%. And also, if the tattoo fades, then just re-ink it anyways. I guess. Well, okay, no, eventually it's not gonna really work out. I mean, you could, but also you couldn't. It might not be the same. So yeah. But still, it's not worth it. You can go back in time to any point in your life, but you can only remember one short phrase. Also, the current version of yourself ceases to exist. Wait. That doesn't seem... That seems pointless though. That seems pointless though. If you can only recall one phrase, and if you're only able to talk with that one phrase, then that's pointless. That's pointless. Like, you want to go back in time, but then you can't even communicate in the way you want to? That's pointless, man. What the hell? That's extremely pointless. Not doing it, really. Like, I like this one, but I really just don't understand why the downside is written like this. That's just dumb. 67%. Well then, I see. You'll be able to regenerate 12 times from mortal wounds, but you'll change personalities each time. Essentially, a new person will walk off with your memories. So I cease to be myself then? I don't come back then? Wait. So who would I be then? I mean, a nickel is already a thing. But what the hell? That doesn't... I mean, it's cool, but also, why does that really matter? Why does that really matter too much? I don't really get it. Like, it just doesn't feel like you anymore. What happens to your own person that... Like, what happens to your own memories then? Like, it's kept there, but... What about your own personality? Like, your original personality? Does that just disappear then? Or... Okay, let's just assume that it still exists, but some other person is in your body as another personality. This is kind of essentially people with this, like, dissociative identity disorder. It's essentially people with DID. It's not, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal as long as the original, like, host is there. It doesn't seem like the biggest deal, right? Just essentially that a person is there, and then it just doesn't seem like a big deal, honestly. Other than, you know, a person is just there again and again. I mean, it's fine, really. The only thing that isn't fine is that it feels like someone else is controlling you. But if you could just come back as your original person, then it's fine. Then it's fine then, right? Damn, 52% don't agree. Well, it is what it is. I only went with the assumption that you can come back from it, but at the same time, I don't think it's like that. Nah. Yeah. Don't think so. Don't think so. Okay. Next. There will be world peace. But any sweat that would come out of your armpits instead comes out of your nose. That's so random. That's super random. Excuse me? There will be world peace. That's generally what people strive for. This is nice to have, honestly. But then it's like the downside just doesn't really correlate. It's just like a random downside that happens to you in particular. It's like, yes, this is a worldwide benefit. But then this benefit is there to come up with it. Just kind of imagine this like a runny nose then. Just imagine this like a runny nose. And it, you know, just take care of that then. It's not that big of a deal, really. 55%. What the hell? Man, people really just think that people just really think that it's a big deal. It's like, just imagine it as a runny nose. If you're just exercising, then, you know, just treat your nose, not your armpits. And that also kind of means that you have less maintenance for your armpits then in the end. It's a little better. Oh no, this one's extremely dark. Yeah, I'm not gonna... That's really dark. I am... no. I'm not doing that one. I'm not doing that one. The answer that is there, you will never know. You'll never know what the answer for that is. Yeah, you'll never know the answer for that one. That is just... That is a little harsh. A little harsh. But the choice, you'll never know. Worry about me or worry about them. It all depends. You'll receive $1 million, but it is taken from your parents' retirement funds. That doesn't make any sense. You're stealing their efforts for your own, like, selfishness. The hell? That doesn't make any sense. There, 63%. It's like you're receiving money that's not yours. That's basically it. And 37% don't really care. Okay, if you hate your parents that much, then you would do it. But I don't want that for my parents. You'll be one of the world's prettiest persons? I was gonna say people. But you will smell like shit. Well, at least you could probably cover it up with perfume or cologne, but I don't really care. I don't really care about that. Nah, not really. Again, it's like one of the scenarios is I don't really care if I get attractive or pretty. I don't really care. 77%. Yeah. And then smelling like shit is just universal. It's like if you smell like shit, then no one's gonna like you. No one's gonna care about your looks anymore. Like they'll do a whole 180. They look at you and they're pretty, and then as soon as you have your smell smelt, then they'll walk away. They'll walk away. Basically it. You get the perfect virtual reality machine that you can use to enter any video game or anime world. But in order to pay for the maintenance, you have to work 14 hours a day, 8 hours on weekends. 14 hours a day. That's a lot more than a half of the day. And that's also like not a lot of breaks in between either. No. Why would you need to pay for maintenance too? It's like, what the heck? People already have like a good enough machine, but they don't even need to work this much. What the hell? 54% to 46%. Yeah. I can imagine. Like that's like 14 hours is one too many hours for work. And the fact that you still have to work on the weekends is miserable. But yeah. You can walk on water, but every drink you have tastes like piss. Pete. It's not really worth it, really, unless you want to do it as a party trick, but literally everything you everything you drink is gonna taste like piss. It's like, hey, check this out. And then you can walk on water. Cool, but it's like, you'll be Jesus. You'll be Jesus, except everything you drink is gonna be like piss. Of course, it's not actually piss, but it'll taste like it. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say if it's really worth it, though. Yeah, I don't think so. It's really niche, too. Walk on water? It's like, what are you gonna do? Walk on the ocean? Run on the ocean? Be like Dash from The Incredibles? Being able to, like, run along, except it's not... You don't have super speed, it's just... You have the ability to walk on water. It's really, really, really pointless. It's like walking on water is just really niche. You can trick people into thinking you're Jesus, I guess, but I'd rather not have people believing that I am Jesus if I can walk on water. No, I don't think so. You'll probably get accustomed to the piss taste, but I still think it's really niche. I don't think it's worth it still. 70%. Cool. You get your dream job, but none of your colleagues or superiors take it seriously. What does that mean then? It's the same scenario with dream job. But then this time you don't find yourself alone. You find yourself saying that the company doesn't even care. So as long as you have your dream job, but no one is willing to work with you, or no one is willing to cooperate with you, then it's all gonna fall apart in the end. What's the point of getting the dream job if they can't even do it anymore? What? What the heck? 66% to 34%. What the hell? Your dream job, man. But then it doesn't become a dream job if you can't even work with... It doesn't even become a dream job, because if their issues become their issues, and then if they put it on you, then it's gonna be more miserable. What the... No way. What the hell? I mean, if your dream job is to stream, then what does that mean for your friends then? Or what does it mean for other streamers then that you know of? Are they gonna just start laying it off and then what? I don't know. It's like you get the dream job of working over at some company, but then your company is collapsing because no one is doing their part, and you know, it just collapses in the end. What's the hell are these people thinking about? 66%. What the hell? It's like, but think about it. Think about it. It's this. No. That doesn't make any sense. Whatever. Okay, but aside from that, you can kill anyone you want, whatever you want, but each time you do it, someone you love or are friends with dies. No. That's extremely malicious. That's extremely malicious. And also, it's guaranteed that a person you love or a friend of yours will die. That's extremely malicious. For what reason anymore? 26% of people would do it? What's wrong with you? Psychos. I can't believe it. You can control the sun and the moon at will without moving time. But you lose your sanity a little more every time you do. That's kind of dangerous. And also, yeah, it's dangerous in both the sense of like the water tides, and your own mind at the same time. Yeah, it's essentially just you lose everything. You lose absolutely everything. That's so pointless too, because if you ruin the moon's position, then the water tides in the oceans are gonna get fricked up. And if you move the sun, then some parts of the world are gonna get fricked up too. And they're gonna get cold, or they're gonna get extremely hot too. There's no point. It's not worth it. 58 or 56%. Yeah. You can restart your life from zero, but you can't remember your past life. From now or from any point in your life? Because restarting means that you could just restart as a whole. But does that mean you also restart time? And if you can't remember your past life by restarting your life, means that you really can't gain too much. And you can't really learn. Like, you can't really learn anything from that anymore. You're just gonna relearn stuff. You can't bring back what you already learned to your to your restarted, redone life. I don't I don't really think there's a point. I don't think there's a point. You just have to embrace what you have. 71%. Yeah, I'm glad. Have you true love, but they don't love you back. That's one-sided. I don't care. That's that's one-sided. That's one-sided. I don't like that feeling. Again, it's that same scenario with the it's exactly the same scenario with what do I say? What should I say? The like the scenario where the girl loves you but or the girls love you but then you don't love them back. It's the same kind of situation with this one. You love them but they don't love you. So the one-sided relationship, which is absolutely oblivious and terrible. It doesn't matter. Like, love takes effort. It is never gained for free. So, you have the power to control time, rewind, skip forwards, freeze, etc. But you'll age 55% faster than everyone around you. Yikes! 55% faster? So that's just not double. Because if it was double, then it would be 100% faster. 55% is a little more than half, like the normal, like a little more than half as much trying to go for that. What the heck? Age 55% faster. Huh. And that's just in general. I mean, does that really help at all? I mean, it can help a bit. But what's really the point? Because you rewinding time does not de-age you. It's just, in general, you're just gonna age faster. Like, you can't rewind time to a period where you're younger. You can only rewind time and then just... I don't really see the point. If you rewind time to try and fix your own mistakes, then you're just gonna... People are gonna just wonder why do you look like that? This isn't right. Or if you go forwards, then you're gonna look a little younger than you should. And then if you freeze time, then it might be helpful, but freezing time would... Okay, actually freezing time would actually kind of be helpful, honestly. It's like freezing time, you could just walk around while time is frozen. The only thing you can't do while time is frozen is do any live things, like real-time things. So if you're trying to play video games, you can't do that because time is frozen. And if you're trying to wait for something, then you can't because time is frozen. But freezing time to save people, that's helpful. Or freezing time to like delay an action when someone's trying to punch you or when you're trying to do something. That's kind of helpful. It's kind of helpful though. Okay, rewinding, skip forwards, doesn't matter. But freezing, that's helpful. I kind of want to, but 44% to 56%. Yikes, okay. Well, I mean, it's for the greater good, I suppose. Be like Snake from Metal Gear. Like Snake from Metal Gear Solid, whichever one. Actually, no, not whichever one, because there's two different, or there's a lot of snakes, but I mean solid snake. I mean the one snake that is the clone of the other big boss. Yeah. You are given the ability to cure wounds, illness, and death if you should see fit. But by doing so, you take on the malady yourself for a few days, but you'll eventually recover, even if it means coming back from death. What? The melody? The what now for a few days? So means that you have to. Okay, so it just means that you could just recover from it. Okay, so you have to like take it all on. You have to take this on yourself, but you could eventually come back from it. Even if you die, you'll still come back. That's fine. Again, the mental fortitude, the physical endurance, completely fine. Completely fine. That's not really too bad. It's sort of a downside because you have to go through with it, but at least you get to live. At least you get to live. Can see everyone you want naked. But each time you use the ability, you lose 1 hour of your life. That is really weird. That's really weird. Why would you want this? Why would you want this? And also, if it's like some VTuber model you're looking at, let's say if it's a VTuber model you're looking at, but then they don't have any other like thing below the clothes, then it's pointless. You're just gonna see nothing in the end if you try to remove the VTuber model clothes. Because if they don't have anything underneath there, then it's pointless. 1 hour from your life? That's so bad. That doesn't make any sense. Why are 52% of people wanting that? You freaking perverts. Ugh, it's weird. It's so weird, man. There's no good side to it. You're just weird. Freaking what the hell? That's fucking pointless, man. I'm just questioning people's like decisions right now. You get the sexiest woman of your dreams to call your girlfriend, but you can never touch her in any way. Not even hand holding. Not even hand holding. Not even like dancing. That doesn't seem to. It's like, oh, this is my girlfriend. It's like, oh yeah, then why aren't you touching hands? Or it's like, why aren't you holding hands together? Why aren't you kissing? It's like, you can't even show any romantic interest to her. It's like, wow. I guess that's just. It's gonna feel really awkward in the end. It's like, oh, this is my girl. Except the problem is, I can't touch her in any way. I can't even dance with her. I can't even do some. Can't even do the most basic thing. It's just. I can't even just do anything. Yeah, no. It's gonna feel really awkward. I don't like that. I don't like that. It's just gonna feel really awkward and hard to explain. 80%. I wonder if it's because people are thinking really weirdly or if people genuinely think the same way as I do. You gain a superpower that allows you to manipulate time itself, erasing periods of time from existence. But nobody, including you, will ever understand how the hell it works. I mean, that's kind of that's fine, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of messing with the timeline a bit. I don't really know. Wait, but this is just the same situation as like manipulating time, like reversing it, skipping forward, or freezing, or etc. But this one added like a description of erasing periods of time from existence. What in the hell is any of this? Huh? I'm confused. I'm so confused. I don't know. I don't know anything what the heck is happening. Yeah, I don't know. Just seems like a good thing or a bad thing. No, I don't know. I feel like I'll just press it anyway. It's like it just doesn't matter too much. It's like, oh, whatever. 72%. It's fine. Not even not even some superheroes know how their powers work. They just kind of work. I don't know. It's like sometimes they don't even know how their powers work. They just have them. You save the world, but you will vanish from everyone's memory. That's kind of like... I would have said that's kind of like how No Way Home, like Spider-Man No Way Home kind of ended. But... honestly, it's kind of a fresh start though. Does this mean that... I don't know if this means that everyone can't redo the like whole connection again. Like you can't rebuild the relationship with friends or family or loved ones. I don't know if that's possible or if it's just gone. I mean, that would be cool though, regardless. Sure. 52% to 48%. Yikes. But hey, at least you could just do whatever. He's like, you won't be known for it, but at least you'll know that things won't happen ever again. He's like, it benefits you too, because now you're not at risk of doing whatever. Or getting harmed and such. You can have any wish you want granted, but no one will ever find a cure for cancer. What if the wish... what if the wish I have is the cure for cancer? Or what if I wish that every person with cancer was cured? And the people from like forwards in time that would get cancer get cured anyways. What if that's a possibility? What if I could just do that? What if we could just do that? Unless it's out of the question that, oh, you can't do that. But this just doesn't feel... it doesn't feel right. Or maybe there could be suppressants that you could develop, just not cures. But I don't think we've ever found cures either way, so it's gonna take a long time, but it's like maybe there's something, but yeah, what the heck? I don't know if it's really like critical thinking anymore. It's like, oh, you could just wish for a cure for cancer. What's the point of doing anything else? Just doesn't seem to be an issue, right? Just wish for it. 67%. Okay then. No trafficking rules apply to you, but all vehicles you drive will act as if it was a horse. Gas still required. Like, I can only imagine, like when you're driving a car or something, and then it like all of a sudden it does a wheelie. But why no trafficking rules apply to me? So I don't get caught if I speed, or I don't get caught if I what, so I have to like so I have to like put some kind of parking brake on the vehicle um to make it not move from its spot. uh is there really anything to this? I mean, I still abide by the rules though. I still abide by the rules though. I don't, it's not even for like, it's not even for like because I want to kind of thing. It's more like because I want to be safe. It's like I don't really, and also it's gonna eventually end up with a crash for me. I don't really care. Like horses can help, but sometimes if things go the wrong way, then it's really gonna end up more catastrophic than you ever would have imagined. Oh my god. You become the most attractive person on earth, but you change sex in the process. You change a whole lot. I mean, people can imagine that's a downside. People can imagine it's an upside. If people can transform into whatever, then whatever. It's like you could turn into a woman, or you could turn into a man, or you could turn into a whatever. Man, I don't know. For me, I kinda want to, but I don't really know the consequences for... No, actually, no, I do know the consequences. It's like, I do know the consequences. If I turn into a woman, then obviously it's gonna be like a whole point of, hey, periods. Or a whole lot of this and whatever. Again, I don't really care about being the most attractive person. It's like, oh, I want to do it because of the actual downside. It's like, damn. It's like, man. Do I really care though? No, not really. I can only imagine the majority of people would say they would press the button, but for me, I don't really want to. It doesn't matter for me. Just become the most attractive person, but you just change, and then 58% want to do that. Understandable. Just not for me though. The other one was like the other one, like the one from some time ago, was change form, but you could only do it from one person who is of the opposite sex. And you know, that one isn't really that bad because it's like you could change your form at will. So you could just change back. But this one is just a permanent thing. The other one is just temporary. The you in this universe becomes rich and lives a long, happy life. But the you in every other parallel universe has a terrible life filled with sadness. This is like Spider-Man. Every time in the Spider-Verse, just like every time it's terrible, filled with sadness. I don't even know if I can imagine like every other like Spider-Man just like having a nice life. I don't even know if parallel universes even exist. That's the thing. I only know that I exist. That I made up that like alternate universe of me, but that was for a shitpost. That was for a shitpost. This one? Would I prefer to have me or me? I mean, I don't really know. It's like, because this one is because I'm just gonna live really fine. And then the other me's and every Or else they're not gonna know that I'm the one who chose the selfish path. And then they're gonna be extremely sad. They're gonna be extremely sad. Yeah, that's it. I don't think I would though either way. Because it, again, selfish. And who really knows? 63%. Okay, I understand though. I would have pressed the button if I just said that these parallel universes don't exist in the first place. But I'm assuming that if they did, then I don't want myself to, like, endure it too many times. Pretty much. Cure world hunger. But everyone who was starving dies instantly. That's mass genocide. That's mass genocide right there. What the heck? No. That's just harsh. So whoever is starving, even if they weren't actually, in terrible living conditions, so even if a person was fasting or something, they'll just die. Like, even if they had access to food, but then they are just not there yet, they just die. That's just genocide. Choosing this option, that's just... It's like, you cure world hunger, sure. They won't be hungry ever again, but you kill the people who just genuinely endure with their digestive system. That's just genocide. Holy crap, that is a close one. It's like, damn, it's like approximately 50-50. Except it's more leaning to the disagreeing side. Come on. You're killing a whole lot of people for those who are just, like going by, doing their own business, and boom, they die. It's pretty dumb. But yeah. You have the best internet and computer in the world. Why is it always like this for this prompt? But you have to factory store it every day, and you cannot put anything on a separate storage device. No. That's tedious. That's tedious and inconvenient. And also, not being able to put it on a separate storage device means that you can't transfer it. Oh, okay, not like you need to transfer it? Okay, assuming you have the best computer means that you have the biggest amount of storage possible. So why would you need to put anything on a separate storage device? But no, it says that you have to factory store it, so you can't retain any of like the stuff that's in there. So if there is a possibility that you would... If there's a possibility that you could cloud save some data, then it doesn't matter. But if there's like permanent files in there, like games that you have to download, then that's kind of harsh. Or if there's like a huge video project, then yeah, no, I don't know about that. Doesn't seem worth it because it's tedious, and it's also just really weird. I don't really want this because it's just inconvenient for the things that cannot be kept. 62%. I see. I see. Alright, one more prompt. And then I'll go ahead and end the stream there. Because it is getting close. So yeah. I'm just gonna see here. You can see the future, but you'll know every spoiler for every television show you watch. Isn't seeing the future also a spoiler to real life anyway? So knowing like a spoiler for the TV show you watch means that you like it's like you already spoiled yourself for what's to come later. It doesn't really... So saying that, oh, this is a downside, means that it's just redundant because you already see a spoiler of real life and then knowing a spoiler of whatever show you watch. Again, doesn't mean you can't enjoy it anymore, but you'll just know what happens in the end. So it doesn't really matter to me anyway. 66%. See? No big deal. Right. And that will be the end. Because, yeah, that I already said it. It's like, that will be the last one. Didn't take too much thinking, but I just thought, oh, that's fine. So for the majority of the prompts that they give, I'd say that's pretty much fine. But for the rest of them, nah. For the rest of them, nah. I don't know about that. So yeah. Like, most of them are just... I'm leaning towards the majority. The others, I'm just, like, questioning how the hell people decided. But yeah, I don't really care too much anymore. So yeah, that's basically it. I am just gonna go ahead and end the stream then. I'm gonna decide to do a stream on Monday then. Not really any time tomorrow or today really. So I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'm basically just gonna go and head out while I can. Basically head out while I can. So yeah, I probably just gonna think of a schedule for next week then. But I'm gonna have to like think of a whole lot of other things as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna decide that later. Probably gonna continue X Astras. And maybe continue Reverse 1999 because Reverse 1999 has a little of stuff to cover. So yeah, maybe I'll just think about that in the future. So yeah, I'm just gonna go and yeah, just head out. So thank you to whoever stopped by to watch the stream, and thank you to whoever is watching the VOD. I appreciate it, and I will see everyone next Monday. Yeah. Assuming that... Right, I forgot. Like, Jeff's birthday is on next Monday and Silas's birthday is on Tuesday. Yeah. Just... I don't know, just something that I have to just remind myself of. Like, trying to debate like whether I should stream at the time or not. Or prepare something for them if they do ever visit. But yeah, I'm just gonna go then. Alright, goodbye!